Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestle Debate and to another edition of Smackdown Out 10. We're just a few days away from day one now and the action's really starting to hot up. Lots of stuff going on. Just a couple of weeks away and it's really hotting up, as I say. And it's kicked off this week with an interaction between Zayn and Lesnar. Heyman was backstage waiting for Roman's return while we headed for a tag team match in the women's division between Storm Banks versus Charlotte and Shotzi. Shotzi and Tony started the match and Banks got control early on and she tried to go for an early pin, but Charlotte came in and stopped it. Back from the break, Shotzi got a forearm and tagged Charlotte in, who got a spinning backbreaker and then hit an explosive suplex and blocked the backbreaker. Banks was then sent outside before Storm tagged in and hit a crossbody of her own before rolling Flair in a sudden pin to get the win. I didn't see this coming, but this was a really fun and surprising way to kick off SmackDown. But moving on, there was a whole heap of backstage promos. Woods was in the middle of his kingly duties when the Usos showed up. They argued before it was announced they'd have a match later on. Yes, please. That's it. Natalya was backstage and said that Jali was a nobody, and next time she tried to attack Natty, the veteran would take her out. Before we got the Viking Raiders versus Jinder and Shanky. Eric took a beating from Shanky as the match began. Before Mahal got the tag and Eric was caught in the corner, the Vikings made a toss and tagged Jinder outside before Eric drove Ivar into Shanky in the corner. Shanky was down and Ivar hit a big splash before picking up the win. It's times like these where I really wonder how Jinder was WWE champion. It was just a bit of a nothing match, but good for the Vikings to get a win. I'll give it 6 out of 10. Heyman was still working in the parking lot as SmackDown went on and a black SUV turned up. Heyman thought it would be Reigns, but it turned out to be Brock Lesnar. Wink wink. Before Happy Talk was back with Corbin and Moss as SmackDown continued. They showed up on Adam Pearce's table with Drew McIntyre's sword still lodged inside. They made the jokes and Drew and Corbin made up and pleased Cat and Moss. Mass tried to take the very hard sword out but failed. They tried to make it together. Drew made his entrance, interrupting the duo and mocked them before Moss threw the punch. Drew took both Corbin and Moss out before retrieving his sword, while the less than happy duo retreated. Just further setting up that feud. Just a decent thing for McIntyre still in the meantime, and this was entertaining stuff. Backstage, Zayn was wishing Deville and Pearce happy holidays before asking for his title shot, which he said he'd earned. The two officials planned a festive gauntlet with Sami in it to decide the next contender for the IC title. Before we got Zayn Cesaro versus Holland, in second consecutive week. Holland attacked Cesaro before the match even began, and Holland unloaded on Cesaro in the corner to take control. Holland attacked Cesaro's injured ribs before Cesaro sent Holland outside for an uppercut on the barricades before Sheamus interrupted, distracting his former tag partner. Holland used the distraction to hit a big power slam for the win. Good to see it evens it out. Good first win for Holland. I'll give it 6 out of 10. Before Naomi came out and said that her Christmas wish was to face Sonya Deville. Deville walked out and said that she was not available for a match. Sonya stepped in and Shayna Baszler came out and instead they had a match. Baszler went for after Naomi's leg and got a knee bar submission after Sonya called for the bell. Naomi was struggling but managed to somehow pin Baszler for the quick win. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Not only is this getting repetitive now, I mean, what happened to that time when Baszler was a beast towards the end of the last brand split on Raw and she was destroying everyone, and I had high hopes, and then this just happens. So bad. Before, Corbin and Moss were hiding from Drew backstage and Corbin set up a match between him and McIntyre at day one. Before we got the Usos versus the New Day, Kofi and Jay kicked off the match and Kingston hit an early SOS on Jimmy. Kofi was taken down and isolated by the Usos, however, and the officials missed the tag and after the confusion caused the Usos to get in control. After a break, Woods hit a top rope leg drop before Kofi came back in and missed the Trouble in Paradise before Jimmy got the super kick for a near fall. Kofi came in with Trouble in Paradise when the referees distracted and nearly picked up the win on the Usos. Overall I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. This was a really decent match, and for me the right result, New Day winning. Firma makes the tag team division a bit more questionable, so this was good. Before Roman Reigns finally arrived and he headed to the ring and walked out with Heyman and Usos as they made his way to the ring. He asked Chicago to acknowledge him before saying he doesn't lose like his cousins. Roman faced the Usos on SmackDown and said that they couldn't do anything because the family were addressing him, saying that he wasn't part of it. Roman said that Heyman distracted him and lost trust. Roman asked Heyman once more if he knew of Brock showing up. He then asked Heyman if he was his special counsel or advocate. Roman asked Heyman why was he protecting Lesnar before he was protecting Reigns. Heyman asked forgiveness. Reigns accepted it at first, but then went for a Superman punch and put a chair on Heyman's head. The Usos ran at Brock Lesnar as he came down to the ring though, and took them out with F5 and stared at Roman and beat him up as SmackDown went off the air. Yeah, this was the perfect ending. It finally seems like we got Lesnar and Heyman back. And yeah, the feud just went up another notch. Really, really good stuff. Overall, SmackDown this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, a bit of a mixed episode of SmackDown. There were some definitely good bits in it, like the main event as per usual. But yeah, there were some bits on the show that just getting repetitive and kind of letting the overall show down and bringing down the grade. So yeah, as per SmackDown, you kind of come used to a bit of a mixed show, to be perfectly honest. But anyway guys, that's the video. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, comments coming down below. Friends, follow me on this Instagram for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel on the screen right now. It would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.